welcome to Teenz Time. I am Ijoma Ibuka Chima. Teenz Time is aimed at enhancing education and moral values as well as tackling teenage-related issues. And today we will be looking at preventing teenage pregnancy. An alarming estimate of over 50,000 teenage girls die in Nigeria every year as a result of complications from early pregnancy. The World Health Organization statistics also shows that 16 million girls between the age of 15 and 19 give birth across the world every year. While Teenz Time met with some medical experts, they're going to tell us all we need to know about teenage pregnancy and ways to prevent it. Stay tuned.
Teenage pregnancy is a topical issue in Nigeria. It's simply defined as a pregnancy that ends before the person is 20 years old. Not the time of conception, but when the pregnancy ends.
When a child in an adolescent stage gets pregnant, in this particular period, the ovaries are not matured enough to take up that responsibility. So that's what's actually teenage pregnancy, and it causes damage sometimes to the womb.
There are many factors, but in a country like ours, the first thing is our culture and our religion. Teenage pregnancies tend to come from peer pressure, influence from social media and even normal media that they watch, with some reduction in moral values. There are some in both categories who are raped. Of course, there's a tendency that if you are the child of a teenage mother, there's a higher likelihood that you will also be a teenage mother yourself.
There are a lot of factors that lead to teenage pregnancy, but I think the major ones are poverty and neglect. Because most of these girls that you see getting pregnant, that have unwanted pregnancies are those ones that are vulnerable. When you see a girl that is easily enticed by a man with little or nothing, no money, and she falls into such and she gets pregnant because she knows that she's not able to get a source of living for herself. Sometimes they are orphans. Sometimes they are some of those children that go street hawking.
Give your child the right information. Let them know the right time for puberty. Let them know what pregnancy is all about. Let them know what sex is all about. It's not a taboo. I mean, you can't be talking about religion. You can't be talking about that you're educated, and you can't sit down your girl child and you can't sit down your male child and talk about sex. If you don't let them know, they're not going to know the problem they are going to face.
Education, being able to create awareness. Apart from creating awareness, sending back those teenagers that are dropped out from school, following them up, monitoring them, and making sure that they have a focus.
I would suggest and advise that people should start, looking into to reduce the early sex, rape, and unplanned pregnancy. And for the non-governmental organizations who are making strong efforts to make sure that these things are curbed, I mean, they should go down to the rural communities. If you really want to make an impact, you go down to the hard-to-reach areas. You see a 10-year-old, you see a 12-year-old child getting pregnant because they don't even know what pregnancy is all about. All they know is that their belly is shooting out. So that's where you go to pass the information, and pass it in local languages because they can't speak English. Most of them don't understand what you're talking about. So if you want them to understand how to stop these problems, break it down in local languages and pass the information to them.
Teenage pregnancy is a frightening reality that can change a teenager's life in an instant. The good news is it is avoidable. By saying no to sex, you never risk getting pregnant. So don't give in to peer pressure and learn to say no. Now this is where we wrap up for this week, but as usual, I hope to see you next week. Over now to Onyedia.